All right, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're live.
Hi,
Hello.
friends.
What
Happy
is going
Sunday.
on? It is Sunday, fun day in the world of Alex, and we are here for our Sunday stream. So thank you so much for hanging out with us. Um, for those of you joining, hang out with us in the chat, and we we are here to answer any questions you might have. Um, and yeah, welcome. What are you guys up to this week? Or how was your week?
Hello, friends. I'm seeing Russell and Jason and Tim and Cheyenne. Awesome to see y'all. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yay. Hi, Bird.
Yay.
And then Marianne. Hi, Marianne. This is so great, you
Hi.
guys. Thanks for being here with us.
I see Dennis. It's wonderful to see everyone. How is
Apparently my
everyone's
mic is
Sunday so far?
warbled.
Oh, it sounds better.
Yeah.
It sounds better now?
Yeah, a little bit.
Sweet.
Oh,
A
Steffi.
little bit?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Steffi and Lance.
All right. We are here.
Dennis says, how are y'all? So how are you guys, Moons? How are y'all doing on this Sunday?
Good.
I'm just finishing
Good.
up the July tour planning. Just have a couple shows left in terms of figuring out details, but we'll be announcing those dates shortly, probably this week. And we're super excited because we're going to be returning to places like Seattle and Portland. We have our Facebook events up for those already. So yeah, just been planning the tour, working on new song. So that's really exciting. We're very excited to work on the new music for So Below.
Yeah, it's been really fun working on the new music, and it's awesome seeing the tour coming together. So we're really very excited. Back up to the Pacific Northwest, playing Seattle, 10. We're playing in Portland Club, which is awesome. Oh, I guess my mic is still weird, so I'm not gonna talk. So you guys talk.
Oh no.
So, all right.
No, you.
Yeah, it's all crinkly.
Weird. All right.
Got some warbles.
How are you doing, Carl?
Oh, I'm doing all right, thank you. Yeah, I've been working all week and everything, and also been look, little cat out of the bag here. I've been working on a new music video idea that I'm going to be pitching to the rest of the band a little later on tonight, which I'm excited about. And yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I've been really and also just doing the camera thing and trying to get good at it so we can keep doing the thing, all that stuff.
I happen to think you're already good at it.
And,
That's awesome.
Just saying.
Is my mic fixed?
Keep
kinda,
talking.
Hello. My name's Scott. I'm talking.
It's better.
Okay.
It's still a little crinkly, but it's way better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
have we thought about covering White Rabbit? Marianne asks.
That would be a very fun cover to
Mhm.
do for sure. Scott's in a band called Collide that actually covered White Rabbit. But that's we actually have a really fun survey that's up in our Mad Hatter Army on our Facebook group, where people are chiming in about covers, like suggested covers, because I think after So Below, I think it'd be really fun to kind of explore the world of covers. So that would be a very fun cover to do for sure. Eric is asking about Baltimore, Maryland, and so we were actually on the Northeast coast on our last tour, but so this round that we're doing in July, we're just doing Pacific Northwest. Generally, when we tour, we're only able to do like one region at a time, and we try to hit like as many spots as we possibly can. So unfortunately, this round, not Baltimore, but we will definitely try to make it your way in one of the upcoming tours for sure. Seeing Pocatello in the house. Hello, Ed Mower. We are going to be playing in Pocatello at First National Bar. So we're super excited about that for sure.
Pocatello. Have we been to Pocatello yet?
We have not. We've been to Boise, and we're also playing Boise again. But we have not hit Pocatello, so this will be our first time in Pocatello.
I see Russ was asking about covering the Neverending Story. And I think that's a fantastic idea. Very much in line, I think.
That has come up
But yeah,
2 times.
yeah, so many
Yeah.
times.
I'm voting loud and voting often for that one.
That would be very fun.
It'd be so fun.
Oh, thank you, Eric. We really appreciate the kind words. Eric was saying that we are all really talented, and that's very kind of you to say that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm actually just checking out the poll because we ran like this big poll in the Mad Hatter Army Facebook group. So you could actually go in, you could submit songs you want us to cover. You could also vote on all the other songs that are there. And so far, I'm seeing Burn by the Cure, Shine On You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd, Cry Little Sister, Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I call the cowbell.
I was about to call the cowbell. Shoot.
Oh man.
Actually, you should. I gotta
Evanescence.
figure it out.
Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
Ooh.
I'm trying to list just like the top 5, 10 ones. Sound of Silence, which is actually a song we have covered and released as part of a benefit compilation album. So that is actually out, but I don't know if it's widely known that it's out there. So we'll send out the link to that.
It's on
yeah, there's that.
It's on the key, right? Like you can listen, you can Sound of Silence is on the key. Yeah.
It's on the master key. And I should put it on the download key. That would be a good idea for the starter pack. So
that is
if
cool.
you grab a starter pack, we'll throw that cover on there for you too. Yeah, a cool little like download key that you get if you grab the starter pack.
Oh, it's really cool. So Chris is saying thank you for the comic. I'm really glad you enjoy that. It was such a joy to be able to work with Melissa Flores. She was one of the writers for that comic, and getting to write the theme song was really a great honor and joy. We love collaborating with other artists, and it's really cool when you get to like have an outside source of inspiration. So having the story brought to us and the artwork brought to us, it was like it really spun our perspective around, where we're like, okay, what would be a theme song that encompasses this story? So I'm so happy that you enjoy it. That's awesome. And Lavonda,
also,
so happy that, oh, sorry, go ahead, Scott.
Oh, no, I was just going to say really quick, DJ Wookie also was one of the winners from our contest. And that's how he got the comic book. So congratulations.
Congratulations, and thanks for participating.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
off. Oh, no worries. I just wanted to say Lavonda mentioned that they got the gift pack and that you love it, and that's awesome. Really happy that you love that. That's what we're doing actually after this, y'all. We're assembling more starter packs and shipping things out. So those are usually our Sunday evenings. So it's awesome to hear when you guys get it. So
yeah, every Sunday we all hang out with each other and we construct starter packs. We pack merch orders, and we just generally hang out and make food and stuff, and it's really fun. So looking forward to our Sunday hang. We're actually doing it right now. I mean, we're hanging out. So this is
we are hanging out right now.
Yeah,
but we're not packing orders right now. We'll be packing orders later.
Yeah. And if you're on the stream, feel free to ask any questions that you might have come into your head as you're hanging out here with us. So
we have a cool one here. It's Mark says, do you record and produce on our own?
We do.
Yes.
We do. We have in our other band, Mankind is Obsolete, we have worked with outside producers before. We had a really beautiful experience working with Sylvia Massey. For those of you who are not familiar, she also has produced Tool and Prince. And it was really an amazing experience working with her, really inspiring. But like with Alice in particular, I think that part of the joy is getting to take on that role of producer, and that's actually primarily Scott. Like we all chime in and we're like, oh, you know, we should try this, this, and this, and here's some inspiration. But Scott is our primary producer and Alice, and we love his
Yep.
ears. Yes.
And it's an awesome position, much power and responsibility. So I have to make sure all of my choices get cleared by the band. And but yeah, it's really fun. I love it. You know, it's really, I feel like the songwriting process is so collaborative, you know, and we all put in a lot of energy and love, and we all give it a part of ourselves. Like we contribute in whichever ways we can. But I feel very lucky to be trusted by the band to sort of the song when it's ready, and then start crafting it, adding all the sound design and elements, and mixing it, and producing the vocals, producing drums and stuff. It's just something I love.
I think you know, for us, like the producing of the music is something that we find a lot of joy in. And I think that's one of the perks of, I guess, being an indie band, an indie artist, is that it's really up to us. Like, you know, it's wonderful to have outside ears, especially ones that we really know and trust and respect. But you know, at the same time, I think it's everybody has a different aesthetic, and I think that's part of our expression, is getting to make those creative choices and being like, hey, you know, this is what we want to make a song that we want to hear ourselves. So and we find great joy in that. I myself started writing songs at a really young age. And you know, for me, like songwriting is like a really huge part of my identity. So I find great joy in writing lyrics and writing on the piano in particular. So yeah, I think that's something that's such a gift of getting to, you know, be a creative artist in this entity. So we're seeing a question from Thomas asking, where are we from? This is a fun question. We're all based in LA, but 3/4 of us on the Zoom right now are from Texas. So we have Scott representing Jersey, and then the three of us from Texas. So got our little Southern contingent here.
Representing New Jersey. Gordon's from Pennsylvania. Steve's he's a Southern California native, so he was born in San Diego, lived in New York City for a while, and he's out here now. But I personally love California. I'm a big fan.
Oh, Chris, so happy to know that our music helped you through your recovery and your surgery, and hope you're doing okay. Sending you a lot of love. Yeah, I love that music can be so healing and transportive. I myself rely heavily on music throughout my day, so sending a lot of love your way.
Here's a fun question from Robert. If you weren't in a band, what would your occupation be?
Ooh. You first, Sasha.
Well, mine's so easy. Like I've thought about this. Like I would probably be a dog groomer or like a dog trainer of some kind, you know? Like
Oh, you'd be so good at that.
Something working with dogs for sure.
Every time you see a dog, it's like the squirrel radar goes off. You're like, dog. and then like, you know, whether or not you could pet it, you'll call out like what kind of breed it is, like if it's like a male, female, like how to, you know, take care and all that stuff. So yeah, I think you'd be amazing at that.
How about you, Carl?
Probably a fire watcher or something, you know. No, I'm kidding. You know, this because I love that we get this question. Because my otherworldly occupation and trade changes every single time it comes up. I think this week, if there was no band, I would probably want to like do like carpentry of some kind.
Really?
I don't know why, but last week I wanted to be a cobbler. This week I want to be a woodworker. Next week, I don't know. It'll probably be welding or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, y'all did make that
Did.
amazing clock, the 13th hour clock.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Sasha,
Sasha and
so,
I both made that. Yeah.
yes.
That's amazing.
I think if anybody remembers from our live stream back in 2020, we had a big old clock that we built and cut and made. It was really great.
It was fun.
So if everybody wants to tune in next Sunday to see what I'm going to be instead of in a band, like you should.
I think if I wasn't in a band, I would either be a writer or I don't know, some kind of a nutritionist, like a nutritionist doctor of some sort, because I have a lot of doctors in the family, and I love the idea of trying to help people, specifically in that way. So yeah, it's something I do as a hobby, and I love to cook. So something in there that requires culinary arts. So yeah. How about you, Scott?
Other than being in a band, I don't know. I definitely feel like I'd probably do more of what I'm doing anyways, which is like I do a lot of like software engineering and always trying to like build things, whether it's like with computers or anything else. But yeah, that's probably it.
So Stephanie McCormick is asking if there are any new projects in the works. And yeah, within the Alice camp, we're working on So Below. That's the second half of the double album. And Sasha's finishing up Something to Believe, the music video. So hopefully in the near soonish future, we'll have that ready for y'all to be able to see. And then yeah, plotting the next music video. So we're really excited about that. That's always super fun when we're in plotting mode. So yeah.
And we're always in plotting mode.
We're always in plotting mode for sure.
Especially on Sundays.
Yes. Marianne is asking, oh, it's really sweet. You love listening to Alice. Thank you. But curious, what do we listen to? So current playlist, guys.
Ooh.
I just discovered a band, AU4, and I love that they're also independent. I don't think they're active right now, but I'm like, maybe we can like plan some shows with this amazing band.
Plan
So
some shows.
yes, I love discovering new music. So I do the booking on the tours. And like one of my favorite parts is discovering new music. So AU4 is my newest discovery.
AU4. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's awesome. I know them.
So good.
I just found a band called Rabbit Junk. I was listening to them just earlier and I really like them. So they're my favorite band right now, but I like the music, so I'll definitely be listening to more, and I recommend y'all listen to them because they're good. Geez, what else have I? What have you guys been? What else have you guys been listening to?
I was gonna say AU4 as well. Like we came across that last Sunday when we were packing and everything, and that has been their album that they have on YouTube has just been running through my car the entire time this whole week.
So good.
Like with a few other things scattered here and there. I'm actually looking at my my Shazam playlist right now, like just trying to get an answer for everybody. But AU4 is definitely there.
How about you, Sash?
Oh, I've listened to a lot of like movie soundtracks. So right now it's like Marco Beltrami. I'm probably mispronouncing that name, and Ennio Morricone. Those kinds of like beautiful.
What kind of movies are those?
Well, Marco Beltrami does a lot of horror. Beautiful, oh golly Moses. Well, he did Quiet Place, which is my favorite one to listen to, but he also did like Die Hard, and so that music is very like go get him, and so it's beautiful. And then Ennio Morricone did it's an older movie called The Mission, and that music is just stunning. Like it just of course it's hard to listen to music and edit a video at the same time, so so mostly I listen to Something to Believe. That's pretty much it's pretty much what I listen to. It's tiny sections of Something to Believe over and over and over again.
We're getting asked from The Phoenix Reborn. Oh, sorry, Scott, were you gonna say something?
Oh yeah, I saw a question, but do you want me to go or do you want to know?
Well, it goes in line with what we were just talking about.
Nice.
You were asking if we're into foreign music like K-pop or J-pop, and absolutely yes. Actually, we've performed at Anime Expo here in LA, and so we've had the opportunity of getting to play like music from animes. We did like the 20th anniversary celebration of Neon Evangelion, and did some music from that. We did music from Cowboy Bebop. So like, you know, really inspiring music and different animes that we've played around with too. But yeah, absolutely love music from different cultures. It's really inspired our work too. So yeah, absolutely. And if anyone has any suggestions for awesome world music, we are very open to it, because I feel like, you know, it's such a broad, vast universe, the music world, and I always love hearing like new artists. So yeah.
Yes. So the question I saw is David Egan is asking if we're going to play any new songs in the July tour. And I am going to say yes, because we have a brand new song we've been working on. That's what we're working on right now. We're going to try to maybe release the single before we leave. We'll see how the production goes. But we'll for sure be playing it, I think. And maybe one other one too, if we're lucky to get 2 new songs in.
Yes. We are hoping like a couple of songs to be able to, because there's certain shows that we're playing that we actually have the whole night. And so we have a lot of albums of music, but it's always really fun to like play around with some of the new stuff, especially before we record it. So for anybody that's coming out to our shows, we will be probably leaking some of the new stuff that will be up on the albums, which is super fun.
Yeah, and the closer we get to the tour and the closer we get to like being in a good place with like the new music, we will be previewing some of the new music to our inner circle people. So if you're in the inner circle, you'll get a chance to hear it before anyone else does. So very excited to get your input and feedback on the direction, you know. And yeah.
Oh, and Bill is asking what music stores are music in. It's digital. So, you know, if you look in iTunes or Amazon, Scott, or our website as well, you can get our music there. So
yeah, you could actually order our physical CDs through our online store. Right now, we don't have our CDs carried in any actual like physical stores, but it's very easy to just go to our website and order them. But yeah, I'll post a link in the chats.
I saw a question back there a little bit that asked if Sasha produces all of the videos. Everybody produces all of the videos. It is a production team. Like we all, you know, we sit down, we hash out ideas. People, you know, there's lots of idea bouncing and things go back and forth. Like the one that we're bouncing around right now has changed multiple times. And then we're also so lucky to get to like work in such a creative and talented and diverse community. So then once we're kind of in a place of like, okay, this is a good bubbly idea, then we'll like bring in more members of our community, and then the bouncing starts all over again. So it's definitely an everybody bounce kind of situation. And I just wanted to make sure everybody knows it's our buddy.
Everybody works really hard in each way. I feel like you and Carl in particular like really take lead in the music videos. You know, like I love hearing, you know, when you guys start brewing ideas. Like I'm super looking forward to Carl's idea that he's come up with. And I think that's something, you know, as well, like Carl does the majority of our camera work for all our music videos. He was the camera person behind all of our live streams during the pandemic. So like all of that amazing camera work, that's Carl. So yes.
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 Carl's amazing.
It's really fun when we're so we got this awesome question from Gabriel about what inspires our music style when we envision and write. And I feel like as a band, like we all kind of inspire each other. Like Carl and Sasha inform us visually. Like sometimes we'll be jamming out a music idea And one of them will be like, oh, I actually see the music video for this, and it just sort of feeds each other. It's really, really cool in that way. For me personally, if I'm starting off a song idea by myself, I like to tootle around on the piano, and I'll have like little blippets, and I'll like sing along, and sometimes just like lyrics will come out of that. And then from there, I send out the little, blippet to the band, and everyone just kind of plays around with it, and then shapes it into what it is. And it's really fun when we get to jam it out as a band, because everyone collectively comes up with different ideas. So yeah. And I think,
Hey, Tosh.
oh yeah.
Oh, no. Go on.
Oh, I was gonna say that, in terms of inspiration, I feel like it can come in so many forms. Like, it doesn't have to come in the most typical forms. Like, obviously things like going to a museum or going out in nature, and really getting to feed your soul, however you do it. But it can come in just the most simple forms. For me, if I just take the time to just sit and people watch, or just pause and tune in with myself and be like, okay, how am I doing today? And just that simple question can bring up all sorts of interesting, ideas and emotions and inspirations. I feel like, we all live in such a fast-paced world that taking the time to just, ask yourself, like sometimes somebody will ask me, how are you doing today? And it takes me off guard because I'm like, I forgot to ask myself that. And I think that's one of the things I love about songwriting, is that it makes you really present with your life, and with the world around you.
So I was going to say, Tosh, Mark Stone King is asking, do we have a lot of shows booked? And I just wanted to ask you that question.
Yeah, so for the July tour, we're going to be out from July 17th to the 30th. And we're going to be starting off in Mariposa, California. That's close to Yosemite. And that's going to be a really cute place called the Hideout Saloon. And we're going to be doing a full night. So just really long set, diving deep, maybe playing some stuff off of all of our albums, trying some new material. And then our last show of the tour is going to be in Flagstaff. And we're also playing the New Mexico Goth Fest. It's the first New Mexico Goth Fest of the state. So we're super excited to take part in that. And
yeah,
October,
I think we're almost
doing
ready.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we're almost ready to announce the full tour dates. Is that something we can announce soon?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're all ready to be announced. So yeah, we'll share that out. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Robert Kerrigan is asking what our favorite track is to perform live.
Ooh. Carl.
Oh, just give me a second.
I think it depends on the day, right? It depends on the day or the show. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, the one I like rocking out to the most is definitely Condemned, which I'm sure some people already know. But I think the one that I like technically playing the most is Electrical, because it really feels like both hands and my feet going all at the same time, because there are, I think I counted like about 12 patch switches throughout the song on the synth. And there's like a foot sustain that I added in and everything, just to complicate it for myself a little bit more. And it's just like this whole little thing that happens, and it's so much fun to play, especially when it all goes well and it's right. It's like getting it just locked in the pocket and everything like that is so great. So I think that's this week's answer. I'm going to go with Electrical. Nice. Come back next week, ask again. It'll be something.
What about you, Tosh?
Me, it really depends on the show. Some shows, it's like I love the high energy. It's like when we played in Phoenix, I loved Breathe. You know, I was so transported by what everyone was doing. I almost forgot to come back in and sing.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's a good sign. It's
Forget
a
what
good
you're
sign.
doing.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to sing now. But you know, it really just depends. Sometimes I really love the more introspective ones. It really depends. We usually have a problem like this one's my favorite. No, this one's my favorite. I think it's the one that we're doing at the time.
Yeah,
So.
which is the current one.
Yes.
Actually, you know, I
I'm
think
wondering.
over the last week it was Time. The last
Oh.
week of this last tour, I really loved playing Time. Like I feel like that one was just like really hitting home every single time. It was really cool. And so I'm gonna go with that instead.
Yes. Time was awesome for sure.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Oh, Sean is asking, is October 14th the only day we'll be performing in Chicago? Yes, in terms of our Chicago date, yes, October 14th is the day that we'll be performing in Chicago. Now we have like a little mini tour booked around that. We were also asked to play some other dates that we'll be announcing soon. I have 3 more dates left to book for the October jaunt, but it's going to be a super, super quick. I will say that we are playing the Milestone Club in Charlotte, North Carolina again, which was one of our favorite shows of last year. So we're super excited about that. We are playing in New Orleans. It's going to be a very quick, and we're playing in Tampa. So if there's any Florida friends out there, we'd love to see y'all. It's going to be our one Florida date, but we are going to be playing in Tampa. So yeah, we're going to be announcing the October tour soon.
Yay.
Yes.
This is cool. This is your dancers on your videos are great. Hi, Dennis. Hi. Do you use the same dancers for the most part? And so in a lot of them, yes, because it's our beautiful little wonderful community that we're so flippin' grateful to be a part of. And they bring so much to the table, so much. There's so much in their picnic baskets that they bring, and I feel so lucky to get to work with them. We often work with in the same community, but with different choreographers. So that's why sometimes the dancing from one video to the next changes because we use different choreographers. And for like Something to Believe, Tosh worked with, is it 6 choreographers or was it 8? 6 choreographers for her dancing for Something to Believe. And so it just depends on which video it is and what it needs and yeah, and where the feeling of it needs to go. So thank you for that beautiful question about our awesome dancers.
That's a good question.
Devin is asking if Steve plays keyboards and seeing that everyone else does. Sasha does not play keyboards. She plays a slapper.
No keyboards. I don't think I could get my fingers to do. No, I can barely do this. So,
but we might have a surprise instrument.
Yes.
I was gonna say my favorite. Sorry. I was just gonna say my favorite song to play was the Slapper song. That's all.
Mirage, yes. Well, Steve does play electronic drum pads in addition to his regular set. And it's really interesting with the drum pads because he can choose like different sounds and different patches. So that is actually his way of playing keyboards is with his sticks. So technically, I guess he does play a formal electronic instrument, which is really cool when he switches it up. Like he'll do that in electrical. We have like a live video posted of our sound check from our show in Pittsburgh on this past tour. And you can actually see in the beginning of the video that he's actually playing the electronic drum pad. And I love that he brings in that element because he has like really specific ideas about how he likes his drums to sound, which is really cool. So Craig is asking if we're planning on covering some new wave music, which we love. Yes, absolutely would be very cool to do. And hope you come east or come back. Well, we did play in the Buffalo area and we will absolutely come back. We love playing upstate New York. It was so fun to get to do that on this last tour. So absolutely we'll come back. Mark is asking if we've ever played a venue that we just hated, and if so, why? It's a strong.
I feel like there's a good answer there because I feel like I personally have played in a lot of shows over the course of my lifetime, and I'm sure there's some venues that probably weren't the best. And it's honestly hard to remember, but I feel like there was one venue we played when we were in a band called Mankind is Obsolete, where the entire floor was flooded. So whether or not it was a good or bad venue, it was like definitely a life or death situation. So take that as you like, you know.
Yeah, there was a show with
Def-
Mankind that we actually, the floor like broke underneath us during the show.
Oh, my stars.
It was a little scary. It
Yeah.
was fine, which show goes on, you know. So it's not that we didn't like it, it just wasn't that safe.
Like everyone had a great time and
Yeah, it
nobody
was a
broke any
great
bones.
show. But just, you know, when the floor breaks underneath you, it's
yeah, you know, you just gotta keep playing.
just have to keep
Yeah.
playing.
Oh man. You know, we've been lucky because like, you know, none of the venues we played in like caught fire or anything like that. So honestly, you know, we've been extremely lucky. So we're hoping that we will continue that lucky streak in the future.
Russell's asking about the song where the lyrics are, I'll never give you the power again to break me, and that is Moonbeams. I love that you picked out those lyrics. But yeah, that's Moonbeams. That's off of the 13th Hour album. Oh, Bill is asking when we were on tour, who was the best band we played with? Oh, that's a hard question because we've played with a
Wow,
lot
yeah.
of bands that we love. Like
Oh man.
every tour, I just feel like it's like more bands that we're like, oh, this band's amazing. We're playing with IO again in Charlotte.
Oh.
We loved playing with them before. They're amazing. It's a duo, electronic music, so good. We love Obsidian in Florida. Playing with Stabbing Westward at the Mechanismus Festival was really amazing. Feel like they're such an amazing band. Chris is such an amazing vocalist. Yeah, I don't know, any bands that come off the top of y'all's heads?
I was gonna say Stabbing Westward because his voice just goes on and on and on and on. It's incredible. It was very inspiring.
Yeah, that guy can sing. It's incredible. Oh man. Yeah, I mean we've played with a lot of good bands. And Tosh listed most of them out. So, so yeah.
It's one of my favorite parts about going on tour. And I know, Tosh, I know you put so much work into like the research of these bands. And it's amazing it's vast. And so it's wonderful like how different like each night is, you know, and so every night has its own flavor and its own like deliciousness to it. And so I don't know, we've played with so many phenomenal musicians and it would be hard to like make a list. So but
I love that, like you were saying, the diversity for sure.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
We've played with like kind of a range from, you know, metal bands to rock bands to gosh, when we played in Austin, we actually played with the country band. Beautiful harmonies. They had really beautiful harmonies. I remember they had like an upright bass player, so it was kind of like country rockabilly. But yeah, I love live music and music, obviously. So I think for me, it's really inspiring to get to discover. And each region too has, sometimes you'll see like certain kinds of genres of music that seems really prominent in the certain region. So I think that's really cool. Like we get to discover that when we travel.
Yeah. So John Pesci is wondering when we're coming through Atlanta. And I know you mentioned maybe.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for a show in Atlanta in October. If anybody has suggestions, I'm looking for shows in Atlanta, and also in either Little Rock, Arkansas, or Memphis, Tennessee, like kind of looking in those regions. So any suggestions for venues or bands are very, very appreciated. But yeah, we're hoping either Atlanta or Savannah. So we are going to be posting the lyrics to our music. That's on my bucket list of things I need to get done. So as soon as I finish the bookings of the July tour, that's definitely on my big bucket list to make sure that we have all the lyrics posted up. So
Cool.
oh, and
You know,
we're being asked about any tour dates in Arizona. We are playing in Flagstaff on July 30th at Forum. I think we have a Facebook event page up for that, or we're going to be having a Facebook event page up for that. So we will keep you posted for sure about that.
you might be able to see all of our dates up on Bands in Town, because I know you've been throwing them up there, right?
Yeah.
Put a link there. Yeah. And for those of you that are just coming in, hanging out in the chat, feel free to ask any questions that might pop into your head. We're here to hang out with you and answer any questions you might have. So
Well, to keep the conversation of the bands we played with going, a few of them that popped into my head way too late were during Mechanismus last year was there was a band called Solar Fake that was really awesome to listen to and watch. From a couple of years ago, the Dread Pixels were this band. I think it's somewhere in Texas, right? It was so long ago, but they were that's how good I think they were, because their show still sticks in my head. And of course, I love getting to see and play with Obsidian every time we go through Florida to get to play with them. So
yeah, those guys are awesome.
those are some of the ones that stand out to me.
Yeah.
Oh, and Break the Sky was really great.
Oh, yes.
Man,
Break
their
the
live
Sky.
was, my
I want to
goodness.
say Don't Panic was awesome in Phoenix.
Don't Panic.
Don't Panic.
I love their live
good.
show.
Man.
Like, very inspiring. I was like, that's amazing. You know,
Mhm.
it's so cool when you meet a band at a show and just for whatever reason it just moves you, you know. And we're seeing that more and more. So it's awesome.
And of course, we got to play with System Sin on this last tour as well, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're playing with them again. With them, I should say us. Me and Scott also playing.
Oh, we're
playing again with us.
We put on our alter ego hats.
Me, Sasha, and Gordon are playing with them again. Y'all.
Yeah, System Sin is making an appearance in Portland and Seattle on this upcoming tour. So, yes, we're excited to play again with Clint. It'll be awesome.
So this is kind of weird. Like, we've never played with them, but we were on tour one time, and you know how there's like just band stickers everywhere, all over everything. And in one of the venues we played in, there was a band sticker, this little round sticker that said Vogon Poetry. And I just thought that was like such a great name. And I was like, I have to figure out who this is. And so we looked up Vogon Poetry, and I love their music. So it wasn't so much Vogon Poetry. And so it wasn't a band that we played with, but it was a band we discovered on tour. So very exciting. It would be fun to play with them.
I love this question that Beryl. Oh, sorry, Scott. Did you? I
was gonna say the same thing. You go.
So the question is, what's been our biggest accomplishment and biggest setback? I feel like actually it kind of ties into the same question. Like, I feel like 2020, we had 4 tours booked, and we were supposed to actually go into Mexico and Canada that year. Then everything was ready to go, and then the pandemic hit. And you know, we've never canceled tours ever. We've only canceled a couple of shows, and that was for medical reasons. But we've never actually, like, you know, ever canceled like a full tour. And though it was obviously beyond our our circumstance, that felt like a huge setback. But then what we did is that we turned all of our live shows and all of those tours into virtual ones. And we housed up in Steve's living room, and we made like all of our live streams of 2020 happen. And it was so amazing to see the community come together. We were able to stream with a lot of bands virtually that we would have played with, and actually we got to tour internationally but virtually, and that was the beauty of doing the virtual tours, is it's not being limited by the geography. And just seeing just how everyone was coming together and just being so kind and so supportive, to me that felt like honestly one of the biggest accomplishments. And this band, just seeing everybody just obviously working so hard and coming together to make that possible. I was so grateful and proud to be a part of it. So yeah, that's for me. I don't know, what about y'all?
Nailed it.
I could definitely agree with that. I mean, the setback of 2020 was insane. I feel like everyone was set back, but it was an opportunity to like do something different. Sometimes like when you're in a situation where you're like forced to change, you could have very positive results come from it, so even in the face of adversity, I feel like I'm so blown away by how our band was able to pivot so quickly, and then how able to just bring together a community. And the community was basically the seed of what had been the Mad Hatter Army. So, and that's just been like taking off. So, sometimes what's a bad situation is actually something that eventually could be good.
How about you, Carl and Sash?
I think y'all both said it. Like, really, that's it. I mean, it's both within itself, like, because yeah, it was obviously a huge setback for the band. It was for the entire world, I would say. It was a pretty big setback. But at the same time, heck, here we are. I feel like we wouldn't be doing the without all of that happened, we wouldn't be doing these Sunday streams. We wouldn't be fulfilling everybody's orders from the online sales. We wouldn't be doing our like all of the stuff that we get to do and enjoy now. We wouldn't be doing without it. So that is definitely an accomplishment that came out of a setback. And it's actually I was talking to Gordon about this yesterday, because I still get to be the new guy in the band. I get to still have somewhat of an outside perspective. The thing that I love about Alice and everybody that works within this group is that where so many other people might hit a wall or something of that nature, everybody here just kind of flourishes and pushes past it to the point to where something new comes out of it. Something amazing and creative can come out of it. And it's amazing to be even considered a part of these extremely creative and amazing individuals. So it is, I guess that's my personal biggest accomplishment, is that I got to be a part of all of this. So that's what I'm going to go with. Yeah.
Well, the feeling is very mutual.
This is Sasha.
That's awesome. And I apologize about my mic. So you guys talk. Hang on.
We're getting a question from Stephen McKinney about what area of the country do we like to play in? Northwest, West Coast, South, and the East Coast. Honestly, everywhere. I absolutely I feel like there's little pockets of joy to be found all over. I love getting to experience our country, and all the places in between that you normally wouldn't get to. Because I feel like sometimes, like, if you're just going to one city or you're flying there, you kind of miss out on all the little cities in between. And so it's really cool. We've gotten to experience so many parts of the country where we're like, wow, the food's so great here. The people are so great. you know, like, oh, you know, there's like when we went to upstate New York, we got to see Niagara Falls for the first time. That was amazing. Hoping maybe when we hit Flagstaff, we can, you know, see the Grand Canyon afterwards.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, and for those of us from Texas, like we get to see our family and our friends, you know, when we get to go out there. And so, yeah, it's awesome. Like, honestly, we love getting to experience different parts of the country. So not a favorite in that regard. I think we like it all. We like touring. So we definitely have our favorite notable places though, for sure. Kevin is asking how we come up with the artwork for our CDs and if we've gotten asked to for our music to be on any soundtracks. Aside from Dead Lucky, not yet, but hopefully, fingers crossed, that will change. And in terms of artwork, we work with different artists. As Above the artwork was by our friend Daphne Yap. She's amazing. She actually did artwork for Avatar,
The movie.
The movie. So she actually designed some features, and she's done amazing artwork, you know, in just different aspects in film. And so, you know, it's just such a great joy and honor to get to work with her. So she did our As Above design. So, and we love working with different artists. Like, I feel like, you know, we get inspired just by their artwork. Like when we were creating the music for As Above, Daphne was sending us her ideas, and we were like, oh yes, you know, definitely inspired us to go really far into some of the themes that we explore on As Above. So yeah.
And Daphne does have artwork ready for the part 2 of As Above, So Below. So, and I think we've shared it, so y'all have seen it. Hopefully my audio is working.
It's working. It's still a little warbly, but I can
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to speak very slowly.
This is a cool question. So Scott Johnson is asking if we were to make a commencement speech to an art school, what would we tell them? Carl, I like your thinking face, Carl.
I don't know if anybody could beat what Michael Keaton said, though.
What's that?
He said, I'm Batman, and that's it. At the end of it. And then he just walks off stage. Like, how can you beat that?
That's true.
That's a mic drop right there. I would probably say quit school and make art.
No, but they've already graduated. This is a commencement speech.
That's true. Yeah. Never mind. All right, forget it.
Surround yourself with the right people.
That's a good one, for sure. For sure. I think
that's so vital.
I would say find your voice, find your own voice, and don't be afraid of it.
Just keep going. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. You know, because it's one of the things about art and maybe about life is that you're going to eat it from time to time, right? You're just going to fall flat on your face, and that's okay. Like, it's actually one of the great joys of life, in my opinion, where you're like, well, only up from here. So just keep going, you know, and sometimes it's just one foot in front of the other, and it isn't always like rainbows and sunshine. Like sometimes it's just like, okay, one foot in front of the other, but then man, when you get through that part, it's so juicy. So
yeah,
I said juicy in a commencement speech just now, y'all.
Yep, you did. It was proper though.
Okay.
Yeah. And, oh, go ahead, Carl.
Oh no, go on.
No, you.
No, I was changing the subject.
Meow,
no,
meow.
you.
Meow, meow.
I think my audio is still messed up, so I'm gonna speak really slowly. Then I'm gonna stop. So I just stopped.
Oh, I see Peyton. Hi, Peyton. So good to see you on here.
Thanks for being here.
Peyton's back.
And I see Yancy and Shane.
And
we Kevin just hung out with.
Well, no, you gotta go now. Go.
We just hung out with Peyton in our VIP meet and greet just yesterday, so that was awesome.
It was super inspiring. Yeah, it was so great to get to hang out with you. We're Pete is asking the meaning behind the name Alice. So for those of you who are new to us, me and Scott and Gordon, the bass player, we were in a band called Mankind is Obsolete, and we had just done a year-long tour. And during that time, we just started thinking of like really expansive musical ideas that just didn't quite fit into a box. We were starting to veer off and go into kind of a surreal progressive direction. And we did a camping trip out in Joshua Tree, which is this beautiful desert area here in California. It's just silence and stars and Joshua trees, and it's so inspiring. You can hear your own thoughts. And during that time, we were really contemplating what the name of our project would be. And we'd already come up with a bunch of music. We were thinking that Alice, as an Alice in Wonderland, really encompasses the idea of, to me, like kind of a coming of age and going through the looking glass and coming out a little stranger, but a little stronger. And I love the idea of exploring the mad world and finding fellow Mad Hatters out in the world, because I feel like we're all kindred spirits in some way. And the one is kind of a call to the self. So it's, in a way, I feel like it's a call to find other people in this realm. So for all of you hanging out here, thank you for being our kindreds and spending your time and energy with us today. So super grateful for that.
Well, with that beautiful question, we've been here for about an hour, so we should probably continue with our gratitude and then say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and thank you for being here. And thanks for your awesome questions, like super insightful, y'all. This was really fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're super grateful, and looking forward to the next one. If there are any questions that we didn't get to, I'm really sorry. We will try to get to them next stream. But thank you again for your energy and your time and your kindness. We really appreciate that.
Thank you so much also for bearing with my broken mic.
Bearing with a broken mic.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Everyone have a
Signing off for
wonderful
today.
week.
Yeah.
Yes. Happy
Happy
Sunday, y'all.
Sunday.
All right. Later.